show has begun. With this divine power, I extract the world's purity to reforge all things! I have nothing left to say. Straight to the soul.
Both body and mind must be pure.
Pretty good crowd today.
As you can see, I'm just a frail skull.
Ready to lose yourself? Fight it or rock with it. My music. Conquer us all!
My fury. Sink into insanity. Suffering is eternal. Look, the show has begun. With this divine power, I extract the world's purity to reforge all things! I have it under control.
Get it together. How about we dissipate that foul stench quickly? Time to cleanse the filth. Wouldn't you agree?
This song's just for you. Let's rock!
Awaken, Thorn Scales. Delve, hidden moon. World-closing dragon. Heaven Surge. Celestial dragon. Break! This form shall fuel the fire. Burn. Burn unceasing.
Clear as everything in this world is merely flame. Both body and mind must be pure.
Pretty good crowd today.
Unceasing. Oh, grace. I wish not to use this strength. Awaken, Thorn Scales. Delve, hidden moon. World-closing dragon.
Immerse yourself in it as you desire.
Look, the show. With this divine power, I extract the world's purity to reforge all things! I have nothing left to say. Sink into insanity.
Let's rock! Ready to lose yourself? Fight it or rock with it. My music. Conquer us all!
Please, allow me to press the root. Time to cleanse the filth. Wouldn't you agree?
One person alone may witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. That person can only be you. At last, Amphorius's fate has begun to shift. After all, you've also been bathed in that eon's gaze, which can only... Thus is the synthesis of the Prime Mover. This is a moment the universe will remember. After millions of extrapolations, the experiment...
So, the results you speak of are we all gave everything we had, returning 12 core flames to recreate the world. And in return, we become nothing more than sacrificial offerings at the end of everything.
Exactly. The Titans are Chrysos' heirs of the past, and but from just the perspective of a player in the drama, he could never fully uncover the last layer of truth. The cycles of the hero's journey that have played out until now were never about creating a new world, or they were a deep learning program made for the Black Tie.
But this time, your plot will fail. I've taken Catholi's core flame, and when the dawn of the new world arrives, its light will burn away all the darkness.
Haven't I made myself clear? The Chrysos heirs and Titans were merely byproducts of the experiment. Every generation of heroes, gods, and worlds was born. This is the endpoint of Amphorius's calculations.
So in your eyes, all the sacrifices are just a string of insignificant...
Don't sell yourselves short. I'd say, rather than numbers, you're...
Even if that sunrise is born from a Nile.
Curious question. Have you ever considered that after millions of extrapolations, Amphorius is already following a different path from the erudition? It has the golden blood flowing in your veins. It comes from the blemished one, whose name is destruction itself. And Amphorius's Chrysos heirs were, from the very beginning, fuel for... Amphorius has waited for this moment for too long. At the end of the empty, cold, and lonely extrapolations, Nikos 496, Philia 09. No need to feel regret. This generation of Chrysos heirs is the most outstanding model, and you two are the final factors. For you, the Era Nova is no lie. Just you will come to life from a string of cold numbers, along with all... In the name of the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb, unleash its fury and destroy the source of all this.
Or we could always choose another option. Like you said, Amphorius is just an experiment. and we're the participants. We can only walk along the predetermined path toward the ending under the watchful eyes of the stars. But that also means that there isn't just one Eon who can cast their glance at Amphorius, right? Is this question really that hard to answer? Or did I guess it right? And this world has already been under the watch of other Eons. It's strange when you think about it. If you just stayed back, watching us complete the ritual and get consumed, why go through the trouble of explaining all this to us?
You're pretending. Revealing the so-called truth just to deceive us. Destruction is not the only outcome for the fate of Amphorius.
Do you two really think, as petty little, what makes you think you're capable of doing that?
A little courage and determination. Just kidding. But we're not gonna tell ya. We're going to weave a long dream for Amphorius, making it believe the experiment hasn't ended.
With just Orynyx's power, though.
Yeah. So, I can only place my hopes on that childhood and the god behind Orynyx. Now, I can say with certainty, time is the page on which, and it will be a glance that spans time and space, granting each incarnation of me the power to reset time, imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade, and creating...
I understand. Then let me step into the cycles and continue Amphorius's grand design. But to make time vanish from this world, that would mean you...
All right, let's not make things so gloomy. What we're about to embark on is the true hero's journey. Come on, cheer up a bit, okay? In that memory, you will definitely meet me again. A little Cyrene who knew nothing, lying on a soft patch of grass, feeling the light breeze. Tell her about the flame chase journey. And then let her become a romantic part of this. I believe every Cyrene will make the same choice. Erasing time again and again. Resetting time over and over. After all, they're all me. Then, I'll fall into a sweet dream, disappearing quietly.
And I will keep going. Even if the road ahead is dark. Rather than let the core flames become nourishment for the Black Tide, I'll become their vessel. To prevent the arrival of Era Nova. Until Amphorius.
The girl who watches over time, and the warrior who cares. Now, let us fulfill the duties of time and world-bearing. Honor the past, and forge ahead.
I promise you.
You need to hold tight to this ceremonial blade. After I'm gone, it will take you back to the beginning. I believe that in that story, or in countless stories, each alike yet unique, everyone, all the companions who sacrificed themselves alongside.
If we can never break free from this prison, I will stand my ground until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphorius' fate.
So, let's set out. We will carry the primordial chaos, just as your name suggests, and bear this world we hold. So long, Kaslana.
As the theros I have observed, instruction synthesis is formed.
The world is collapsing. We too must part. Friend. Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood. The gentle breeze and the sound of waves still linger. Everything is as it was. It feels good to take one last look. You know, this is just a corner of the memory. The real Ides Elysiae. I know. I'm here to say goodbye. You can stay here forever. Let it flow. Even if it's a path with no turning back. When have we ever had the luck? Are you afraid? After learning the truth of your origins, will you see the motivation I gave you as the convictions and choices that come from my heart? I don't believe if we are just numbers simulating life, then you are the image I've always longed for. a real, living person, then why do we part here? You can take... No. Because there is no perfect solution in this world. And I will embrace my origin. Destruction. And if you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world... Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards like a ruler or warrior, but throw fits. Kids always get to... But when it comes to the fate of adults... Then go, Kaslana. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a sword. And in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this. So, time retreated behind until it reached the origin, where nothing ever existed, just as Professor Anaxa once said. In that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century. And the threat of that was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Saritra, issued a call to arms across, and that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away.
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the river of time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us the flame chase journey and even all of Amphorius are nothing but illusions in an eon's dreams?
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiorum, please take me to meet Her Majesty Saritra.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me Hycelens, nameless swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Phainon? Such a name could never be your true one. But I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm in adding one more name like Phainon or Hainan? Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it? All right, nameless swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find...
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Show me your true intentions. Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
There's no other choice but to move forward.
For the next tomorrow!
I can't let them down. My existence is of little... There's no other choice but to...
Let's get started!
My existence is of little consequence.
For the next tomorrow!
There's no other choice but to move forward.
The new world will arrive! For the next new world will arrive! Let's get started!
There's no other choice but to move forward.
For the next new world will arrive!
My existence is of little
For the next tomorrow!
Oh. Nice moves.
There's... Mike,
Let's get started!
there's no...
I can't let them down.
I'm fine. Mike...
Let's get started!
There's no other...
Let's get started!
My existence is of...
The new world will arrive!
There's no other choice but...
For the next new world will arrive!
My existence...
For the next new world will arrive!
There's...
For the next tomorrow! The new world will for the next tomorrow! The new world will for the next tomorrow!
fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn!
The waters end here.
At last. I can meet with... Are there any formalities I need to observe?
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals.
She...
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her.
sounds like an old friend of mine.
Well, experience is a good thing. Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
It's you.
You know them? Good.
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing. Where is Her Majesty Ceridra?
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless Swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet. The Imperator decreed. The Deliverer will not appear in this age. Be wary. Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see. It's a trap. I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hyceland. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceres hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you and decide your...
As you wish.
White-haired Swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world. So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treby?
How is this possible?
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treby. The phainon of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance, but do not seek him out. Because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must first, because I know both of you. And I believe that no matter how the course of history may change, the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Ceridra. And after the Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, but the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, I had to prove that my power could In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame but this time, Amphorius encountered a turn. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame, cheering for the hero of the destruction. who had ignited the faint spark of life. Yes, in that I proved myself. I could do more than just wait until finally But tell me, if that's truly the case, what? The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of... Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive. After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself. That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future. I can't remember any. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand?
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles, to crush them in their cradles. Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble Titans have no reason to refuse. Besides,
I've already heard the same thing countless times.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other scholars, leave them to me. We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help. You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you? Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason. And take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, Catgirl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go. Again.
Core Flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sage of the Grove with nothing but...
Hey, this gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor, feast on Cersei's core flame right here. Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. But along the way,
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You've arrived, Zagreus.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience, so I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, spirit thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed.
Save. You think better than anybody. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster ever. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through.
1,596.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos hair.
I've come this far. And that,
But someday you will burn.
of course, the divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker.
You.
This is the final warning.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve.
Bartolos!
Brett, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead. This little brat is not a threat we can deal with just by ourselves.
No other. Tomorrow, future will come. Tomorrow, future will come. How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake. Obvious as day.
I know. I know. It always plays out like this. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, exactly like the countless past hers I've known.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But no one can catch up to me.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
All right, then.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cythera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames. For old time's sake, turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried, because there's one thing I'm sure of. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children.
Of course. I've been wondering. What kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, make your biggest effort to resist. Even if it's futile, we all have the...
Yes. Even if it is futile, and the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction ridden by the gods, with my own 2 legs. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 100th, the Traveler and the Skull, or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. In the endless darkness, losses are a constant, reduced to ashes. Such fate happens in every journey.
You don't look so good, Deliverer.
Even after going through 108,642 cycles. Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot, and the only way to kill.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack off.
I'll keep that in mind.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The gods. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife, me, there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Step forward and face me in a final battle. the last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance. Behold! The last Kremnost festival has begun. And it will not end till death.
It's time. I'm fine.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As you wish. And in my full glory, I salute you.
That's all I ever wanted.
Is that all? Quench the flames of blood. Remember agony.
One now. If you can deliver. Use the flames of your fury to scorch your own.
Soul and substance. Is that all? I'll never yield to fate. Empty city. Mighty Moose. Let strife decide the outcome. Let this burn. Or curse of immortality!
Well fought. You may crown yourself my blood. In your next life, I shall once again block your path. Deliver. I wish you.
The 108,642nd core flame of strife. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loomed. And the blaze was still not even if it meant.
No matter how bright the sun is, there are still places it cannot reach. Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their muddy depths. worlds of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
I'm fine.
I ask you to rest here!
I must transform my soul into a raging fire.
All of this. How is it any different from that brutal future? I can't keep him here.
Don't let time burn away in vain. Solid substance. Empty shell. All stars burn to ash. Solid substance. Empty shell.
Even if I can't win, I must try.
Let this be a tribute to your million struggles for time.
Wake up, lost one. See that the firelight in the darkness is not.
The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. It should shine upon all. 2 million. 24 million. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial.
I'ma just go on if my mic is working.
You're here, as always. You're still lingering deep within me.
I can do this, Lord Phainon. As the demigod of the sky.
Your deaths won't be in vain. just as they have never been.
Finish the sun's work.
I believe in you. You are. It's just. I don't understand. Within the sun upon your part of that warmth that should come from you. From an.
My humanity is indeed just a flicker compared to the blood.
Even so.
I have kept to everyone's wishes, even though the divine fire burned each cycle. It's your over and over.
So, you're not just. But what about you? What about your wishes? Lord Kaslana, without flaw. The moment you took the world upon your shoulders without hesitation. You lost the chance to ever be yourself.
Now that is an unexpected revelation, and I suppose that makes me the perfect fuel for the flame of deliverance.
No. An empty flame saves no one. But I still believe in you. I, Hyacinthia, the Eye of Twilight, am neither strong enough to command the wind and rain, nor willing to end. The only thing I can do is may the gentle colors of the rainbow paint your sun in shades that is may they bring Amphorius. Though the light has grown dim, its warmth still lingers. Deliverer, please, open your heart to me.
No matter. Let this blazing sun fill the sky with golden fire. Quench the flames with blood. Christ's name!
Earth, the fire, burning. With all this world's suffering. I'll never yield to fate. So in silence. Farewell, Hyacinthia. Yes, your sun burns hot enough to turn everything to ash. But tell me, how will the seeds of a new world ever take root?
The core flame rose. The sky fell. And this time, the end of the remained the same. As from the horizon rose a golden color unlike anything the world had ever seen. This was the end of the world. for a moment. I saw the that being known as Iron Tomb. Its will to break free from the black tide. Is this Amphorius's wrath? If it's, I will still never yield to it. 23,570,000 cycles. No more chasing is needed. And now, I am the fire at the end of the long. The flame chase isn't some quiet walk through a sea of flowers. It's a revolution. An all-consumed. Then let me be the one to step across the ashes of the old world until another dawn rises on the distant horizon. $33,550,337. In millions of cycles, I've said goodbye to each and every one of you. Yet nothing ever changes. Each time we speak, our words grow fewer. Your fire burns hotter, and you're getting closer to becoming pure rage, a vessel of hatred. I never had a choice. I understand. If you are to keep the worst fate from unfolding, this is the only path. But this time, things are different. Your persistence has shifted the tide. On the horizon, I see it. Faint but undeniable. Turns out, the fire that lights the way was never mine to begin with. Do you remember, in that first timeline, you and Mightymost stood before the scales of justice, locked in a duel. Each of you weighing what you held dearest. What weighed more than the fate of the world? And when hesitation took hold, the answer you sought from me What am I saying? I am you. Even if you buried me deep and chose another path, that fact never changed. Then let's try again. When you stood before the scales in hesitation, the answer do you still remember it? Remember the past and become what weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable path. Good. Then Trailblazer, my friend, my comrade, you arrived in this strange world and were bound by its cruel fate up till this very moment. In the face of danger, you never once backed down. Instead, you've saved world after world without hesitation. That boarding pass on your chest is now the mark of a hero. If I choose to step through that door and embrace an end fitting of the destruction, let this sun forged from millions and millions of core flames burn me up along with the god of destruction and the world we leave behind. This world, my home where hope still lingers? Will you take on everything we've carried? Return to the beginning one last time. Stop the birth of Iron Tomb, save the world we love, and rewrite its doomed fate. Good. In that case, even this fruitless wasteland may finally bloom with flowers. So... if he takes on the weight of the whole world, I'll be able to walk further down the path of deliverance than a fire that only knows how to burn. One will step into the future. One will remain in the past. If I can strike down the gods with Dawnmaker, and if you can stop Iron Tomb from ever being born, then these 30... It's time to put our teamwork to the test, partner. Thank you for all you... The image of the hero I've buried deep in my heart finally steps into the light. Here, at the end of this long... Cyrene, a page never seen before has just been turned. Lend me the power of time and send this hero back to the... And I will walk the unfinished path, just like the countless versions of me before.
Will you be the blazing sun? Even if all of you burns to ash.
Without hesitation, I will... Remember this moment. Remember your friends who never lived to see the world's end. And let the purest rage in your heart rise out of those wishes. Let it consume you. Fuel you. Fine. If I can defy fate, then in the name of world-bearing, I...
Take it. Everything I bear. Keep on burning.
Farewell, Trailblazer. This is where I fulfill my final destiny. The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting. Kaslana, the name of one who bears chaos, does not belong to a single person. Rather, it is the embodiment of the mythical Kefali, and a symbol of all heroes. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. May the name...
Another attempt, another failure. I won't remind you how many times you've reached the end of...
If you've lost count, let me tell you. This is the 33,550,336th ending.
A perfect number. How poetic. You and I both know the truth. In all these millions, if the outcome is inevitable, then why not silence your searing rage and embrace your fate with dignity? Your silence lasts longer than ever. Look, shall I take that to mean the will you've carried across countless cycles is finally starting to
fracture? No. I'm just disappointed. I've retrieved memories from 30 million past lives, and I remember every conversation before every choice here. And yet, even after all this time, your arguments remain the same. Repetitive. Uninspired. If you had any hope of breaking me, you had infinite chances to sway me into the future you want. And yet here we are. The score. So tell me, like Kyrgyz, who's the real...
How unfortunate. This was never a fair game. I have all the time and patience in the world. I can wait for... But you will never escape this cage. You can claim victory of the spirit if you wish. But we both know the moment... That is the moment I shall sound the paean of Era Nova. Lord Phainon?
Your incompetence disappoints me. But think about it. In this story, who is truly the one in chains? Who is the one shackled to mindless vengeance, mistaking courage, the courage to rebel?
You...
Perhaps you're right. Maybe I should have tired of this futile struggle long ago. But even so, because you are both a prisoner to the gods and to me. And tell me, what right does a mere prisoner have to speak of fate and choice? What right does a mere prisoner have to look upon my fury? Of course not. But I am tired of being measured against a worm the gods keep as a pet. Listen well, creator of destruction. This cry comes from all your abandoned creations. In the 10th cycle, I drove Dawnmaker through the heart of every Titan. Golden blood ran down my fingers, divine fire seared through my nerves, nearly breaking my will. But I endure. In the 10,000th cycle, my former comrades had all become my enemies. The endless slaughter dulled my senses to pain. The painful emptiness almost swallowed me, forcing me to stop fighting. But I, in the 100,000th cycle, the destruction had already fused into a blazing sun, surging within this fragile body. My rationality had been burned away at the dawn of the era. Yet even with only this shattered body remaining, in the 23,570,000th cycle, this time, I felt it. A tiny spark rising in the hollow cavity of my chest, different from the obsession with deliverance. By its faint glow, once again, no count. Now, a sun is about to fall. Ready, that sun is me. All the countless versions of me from the past, along with my countless brethren, dragged into existence against their will, drowning again and again in your golden blood. The very essence of this world's suffering in the Nook, you arrogant fool! You think we were born to only serve as fuel for the fire? Fine then! Just if I was born as the blazing sun of destruction, then let you and your lackeys be the flares erupting from my core. And let this rage, burning futilely for 30 million epochs, engulf everything! And grant you a dawn where all stars burn to ash! Are you ready, Nanook? I brought you destruction!
The glass that shattered, reaching through the darkness, voices trailing fires, the echo of desires, a world of silence, how the best
my wish? My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes. If I can't fulfill them,
Then send them on to tomorrow.
Your heart harbors wrath. You yearn to destroy everything. You bore the gaze of an eon and lived. You have stepped onto destruction's path. It is born at the end of every path that the possibility of new paths being born is ended. It burns away all in the cosmos who rule, that the rules of the cosmos be destroyed. Iron Tomb is your name. The Lord Ravager to destroy the erudition. Born in the experimental grounds of eons, Amphorius, destined with erudition to burn to cinders. I have prepared a present for you, Nikos 864. It is a wrath called PHAINON. From the beginning of the experiment, there were 12 sets of factors incorporated into the calculations. After endless simulations, only this one rose above the rest. After 33,550,336 iterations, now his fury has grown to be without equal. This is a matter of considerable interest to me. This pure hatred is the final root of the equation. But there is another variable, the nameless from beyond the sky, also a pathstrider of destruction. I give thanks for his arrival, allowing Amphorius to turn once more. But after fate has begun to turn, his existence will only become an unpredictable variable. Perhaps the time to take the stage has come. Grow in peace until it is time to break free from your cocoon. As for those unwelcome audience members, you need not worry. If you do not mind, I will personally get rid of them for you.
Perhaps you're more suited to being a teacher's assistant.
Final. And it may bring wisdom to light and illuminate. That's quite a... Laughter resounds. Despite the weight of the past, perhaps I was just born easygoing. Look at Mighty and Professor Anaxa. But as long as I keep smiling... Though, having said that, he too has quiet moments. Each time he gazed long toward the coming dawn, a smile remained fixed on. His eyes were painted with the azure of the sky, gaze fixed on the Titan bearing. I was just imagining. He explained his own trance. Now, when the man comes with sword in hand, but his smile, youth is always ambitious.
Apart from the...
As long as I don't ask for too much. As for the inspiration, they made clay figure. But that sorrow was nobody ever cared. The people likened him to the blazing sun, and for his part, he embraced their expectations, being willing like that god, yet he is not proud, only out of fear that he cannot He won responsibility. The people thanked him for his grace, like whence does his... Unable to bear the term, he was a formidable warrior. Just as the ballad blown, indeed, sacrifice like a
It is because you suffer that you are so much stronger than any ordinary person.
But he smiled wryly at this unknown man in an unknown corner. Could it be that unknowingly... Finally, at the terminus of that road, the power is beyond. I am willing to shoulder the... But before the tears could flow, they were His light blazed brighter than the sun. The nameless hero, Kaslana. He had never loved himself. Why would he love... A gust of wind will one day sweep past nearly... That humble youth faded away with the first ray of light to pierce the long... Rage is a crafty emotion. His friend fought but every
You must be careful.
His teacher kindly reminded.
And behind that hatred.
But now, even those memories have fueled with lone courage. But what of his sorrow? But at the moment the cycle manifested when but the stabbing pain in the truth no longer important. Then I shall roar at evil. In the endless, in that dream, he would awake. But were he to open his eyes, he saw the creators choke his throat, gurgling and gasping. But their true forms were violent. The prophecy departed, but a ball of all-devouring fire, setting the
You're finally awake. We were so close to being swept away by the reverse flow of time. Now, I'm going to send you back to the very start of time. But before... That's right! At this very moment, my memories are finally... After watching so many fragments, my past is finally coming into focus. Or maybe...
You knew the answer long ago, didn't you? Not surprised at all, huh? That's because I'm simple at heart. No matter, but I'm glad that I remembered in the end. Don't worry. We're not truly parting. Because I'm going to become... I'll turn into the memory of this cycle. The 33,550,300 this way. You'll carry all that has come before. My mission ends here. But after all, across 30 million Cyrenes. So, believe me, and in the one after that, and the one after Saying all that, I can finally fade away in peace, without even realizing it. We'd already taken a wonderful journey together. Now take my hand. Say a brief farewell. Find the future Cyrene. And set out on another... No need to say it out loud. It's time to go, my dear friend. May your trailblazing journey always... And may the days ahead embrace you like the softest fluff, forever warm.
Now, let's turn to the next page. A page that exists because of you. Is this a meeting ordained by fate? Or a long overdue reunion? Check it out! Doesn't this scarecrow look just like you?